Hello, I'm Elgin Card, and welcome to Viking Voices, the People of Princeton. We appreciate you being here to see all the great things we have going on in our community and our school. I'd like to say thank you to Miss Lily Edmonston. She is my co-host, and she always does it. So, got anything to say, Miss Lily?
Not much. Just we're filming it on Halloween, so happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. That is great.
Right.
And our first guest is Mr. Sean Hurley. He is new to us in choir. Mr. Hurley, how are you doing?
Oh, fantastic. It is Halloween, so a lot of energy in the air.
Yeah, we didn't have any costume. Wear a costume today. I forgot about that, but it's all good. We'll remember that next year if it falls on this day. So, Mr. Hurley, first of all, welcome to Princeton.
Thank you.
I know it's been great to have you, and I've seen some of your work already, and it's really well. So I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself. Let the people know who you are,
Sure.
Your role at Princeton, how long you've been here, how long you've been in education, where at in education possibly.
Sure.
And then, anything else you want us to know about you.
Yeah, well, I started teaching in 2009 at Brookville High School, Middle School, and then I taught there 5 years, and I went to Beaver Creek for middle school, and I taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade choir there for 10 years, and finally made it here. So this is year 16 in education.
Great.
I was really active in the band program and in my choir program when I was in high school, and I actually did both focuses for my collegiate career. So I have an undergrad in music education and also a master's in music education. So it's kind of a dream come true because there's a band director that I'm very fond of here, my wife.
Okay.
So she's in the department with me. So it's made coming to work a lot nicer. You know, we get some time to talk on the way in. We carpool a lot. So it's been great. The district has been so welcoming and everything about this place just, they're always taking the first right steps in what we think education should be, and we're not afraid to be that leader in the area. So I just feel like it's a really we, not me situation here for us.
Okay, good. So let me ask you this. What, you had a little background because your wife had worked here.
Sure.
So what, or something you didn't know about Princeton that surprised you that has been a good thing?
Oh gosh, something I didn't realize is the communities that make up Princeton. There are quite a few communities.
Yeah.
I was aware of 3, and I thought there may have been 4, but then we took our bus tour, and there's a way more. So seeing a lot of the students come from all these different communities, and you kind of get a feel for how it really is a strong community stretching across a lot of mayorship lines, if you will, right? We have a couple mayors here, that all, attend into our school. And so it's kind of unique to see multiple communities comprised of one school setting.
Yeah, I think I get a lot of running around getting to all the communities.
I can see why, yeah.
But what's great about it is when it comes to Princeton, people come together for the betterment of our students.
Absolutely.
And our community. So I really love that.
I feel that, yeah.
About Princeton. Tell us what special things have gone on since you've been here in your program?
Sure.
What's coming up?
So as Lily can attest, as she's in choir with us, we've had kind of a really great start. We had a concert in October, and then we also just had our choir night, which was kind of the first step into a very public arena. So we sang at the football game, we sang the Star Spangled Banner, we sang the Alma Mater, and it was great because that was a collaboration of the entire music department. And so we really want to thank the marching band staff and Mr. Phillips for letting us do that. And it kind of allowed us to showcase the choir students in a way that really hadn't been done before. And what was great is we had so many different uniforms in there. We had cheerleaders, we had band students, we had our drill team. So it was a great showcase. So we just finished that, and now we're moving on to our next big performance, which is the Messiah. Handel's Messiah will be performed here in Matthews on November 21st. Okay. And then after that, we're into kind of our holiday concerts.
Yeah. Well, great. And something that always was great here at Princeton and all my time, I've been around here since 2003, back and forth, is how our music departments, whether it's band, choir, orchestra, work together to make it one great thing.
Absolutely.
And also share kids. Kids like to do different things, so that is great as well.
Yeah.
Miss Lily, tell me what he's like to have as a teacher. He's brand new to you this year. I'm putting you on the spot.
Be nice.
Tell us okay. And I've been in there a couple times. I have an idea, but I want the people to know.
It's pretty fun. It's a lot of energy, I will say. You always bring the energy, which we were talking about a couple of days ago. 2 hours of sleep and you couldn't notice. So
there you go. Yeah.
It's always fun.
Well, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
So what is there any message you'd like to share with the community about Princeton, our kids, or anything you would like to share?
Yeah, I would love to share. The biggest thing that I've noticed is just how much the community really gets behind the school. I think that is so unique to us because, again, we have so many smaller communities that make us up, but you can't tell that when you walk around the hallways. I think that's amazing. I would love to see more participation in our concerts. We invite you to our concerts. I'd love to pack this house out. We have great things going on here, whether it's music, whether it's sports, whether it's other activities. I know we got a great cheerleading squad because I have a few students on there. Mr. Zellers is going to come and talk about that, I think. But there's so many opportunities and so many students that have just a wide range of skills and they're building on their talents. And then we're here. We're just here. We're waiting for you to come and see us. So I invite the community to come out and see us. Please see what's going on inside these walls because it is fantastic and you would be proud of the next generation coming out of these walls.
Yeah, usually we have all these concerts and things going on our Facebook page, Instagram, website, different places you can find those. So please come out and join us.
Please do.
Ms. Lil, the third question here, I'll let you have that one.
So after a few months at Princeton, what do you love the most about it?
Oh, man. I love the idea that we are a we, not me mentality here. And especially at the high school, we are just constantly trying to do what's best for students. And sometimes in some districts that can kind of go against where the teachers feel like we need to go because, we're seeing the students every day. But I don't feel that at Princeton. When I've gone to administration and said, here's what I'm noticing, I get an immediate response of, okay, here's how I can help you. When I've gone to central office for a meeting or whatever, Mrs. Roddy's out there. She's been so welcoming. She helps us with our social media. It's fantastic. I've not seen so much synergy towards student-directed learning and the outcome of what we can produce as a team. So I think that's super unique to what we do here. And that's something I've really noticed being in 3 different districts. This one is fantastic.
Well, I walk through the music wing quite often if I'm in the building just to see what's going on. And I've been in your classroom and seen the
Sure have, yeah.
Miss Lily was in there today. I was there. We had a congressman here, and we got a little happy birthday. So we had a great time.
We made him conduct too.
Yeah,
remember?
He got to conduct a little bit. So, and that was just we happened to just run into you that day.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Is there anything else you want to add before you go?
Not really, but I would just say, please keep a song in your heart, and especially that alma mater close, because we are a special, special school.
All right. Well, thank you for being here.
Yes,
as we end, have a fabulous day, and as always, go Vikes. Welcome back to Viking Voices, the people of Princeton. We are here now with 3 of our fabulous cheerleading coach and 2 of our cheerleaders. We have Yame McMillan, Isaiah Dudley, and a young man I've known for quite a while, Mr. Zellers.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. So I want to give each of you a chance. I'll start with Mr. Zellers here. Mr. Zellers, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us about your background. You have a very unique background. Being, we know you for quite a while.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
us all the things about yourself.
Well, I am Landon Zellers. I currently teach 6th grade language arts at Princeton Community Middle School. And I also serve as the varsity cheerleading coach and program director for Princeton High School. I've been teaching for about 4 years. I am Princeton alumni, class of 2011. And I as well was a varsity cheerleader in high school at Princeton.
A little bit more about, I'm going to give a little more about your background because you took a non-traditional route to be a teacher.
I did.
Tell us about that.
I started off in special education as a paraprofessional at Lincoln Heights Elementary. And then I decided to just take a dive and go to school for 4 years at the University of Cincinnati and major in middle childhood education at the age of 25. So I became a teacher at 29.
Yeah. And the reason I wanted to tell you that, it makes me very proud of Mr. Zellers because he was actually one of my students when I taught here at Princeton. So seeing him go back and do those great things, we're in education because we want to help kids, and he knows how much I give him a hard time, but he knows how much I care about him, how proud I am of doing that. So I'll say that on camera.
Indeed.
All right. All right. Yame McMillan, tell us about yourself, who you are, what you do, and all these different things.
Hi, my name is Yame. I'm a varsity cheerleader, and my role at Princeton is just leadership and helping in the hallways and being the best I could possibly be, striving to be the best. I've been at Princeton for this will be my 5th year. I came in 8th grade, COVID year. I wasn't able to come into the building, but I was able to come freshman year. Everything went well. All has been well. It's been fun, enjoyable, exciting. I recently just got inducted into the National Honor Society, and it was nice. It was so fun. I enjoyed it. I love Princeton. I'm just happy to be here.
Great. Well, thank you. And Isaiah Dudley, he's everywhere. You'll see him everywhere if you come to Princeton. Tell us about yourself, all the things you do.
My name is Isaiah Dudley. I am a senior at Princeton High School. I am the varsity captain cheerleader, and I am student council president.
Great. How long have you been at Princeton?
7 years.
7 years. Okay. So you came in a little bit through your about junior high time or so. Elementary, late elementary. Okay, that's great. Coach Zellers, tell us a little bit about some of the things that are going on in the cheer program. I know I saw there's something going on this Sunday that I'm going to come check out. But last weekend you had some things, and you had some things the weekend before. You've been very busy. So tell us about all those things so people know.
So this year has kind of been very impactful with the community and things of that such. It's actually the first time we have a fully co-ed high school cheerleading program and team. Our varsity team consists of 5 males and about 16 females. We're fully building, which means stunting and tumbling. And this year we are actually going for a bid to high school nationals in Orlando, Florida. Our dance team in the past has competed at high school nationals, and this will be the first time our cheer program will go. This year we've done many things in the community, such as we just hosted a cheer competition that was hosted by Princeton cheerleaders and parents. It was very successful to go toward raising money for our program. We also have done Youth Night, which we invite a lot of the youth cheerleaders and elementary students who are interested in cheerleading or just even being a part of, Friday Night Lights. We host a clinic on a Saturday, and then a Friday we have lunch, and they get to take part typically in what it is to be a varsity cheerleader. So they participate in pregame meal, and then they walk across with us to the stadium and get to enjoy all those festivities.
Yeah, building that program from the bottom up, right?
Yes,
from
sir.
the young ones. That's great. I know I got a lot of positive feedback from folks who are at your cheerleading competition here, how it was ran and did a good job. And sometimes internally we think, oh, we should have this, should have that. But externally, people are like, man, it was a good job. They did great. So I want to give you those kudos as well.
Thank you.
Y'all may tell us about you've been cheerleading. I watch you guys. The energy is crazy. Every time we have a game or even basketball, especially, superintendents from other schools, principals come up that I know and say, your cheerleaders are really good. I say, yes, they are. And so tell us about why you wanted to be a cheerleader and how do you get that energy? You guys bring it all the time. I'm tired sometimes. I don't have it. You guys have it all the time. How do you do that?
Well, honestly, dedication. Dedication is the biggest piece in leadership, honestly. And just wanting to be here and showing that you want to be here. As a kid, I was in 4th grade, and my brother, he was playing varsity basketball at Woodward High School, and I used to cheer and I used to be around, and I knew what it took to be a varsity cheerleader. And honestly, it's just really keeping the spirit up, cheering your team on, even when we're losing, just all the time, and just showing how excited you are to be
you guys
here.
have fun. Yeah. If we're winning by a lot or we're not winning by a lot or whatever, you're always having fun.
Yes.
And that's what I really enjoy. It's just to watch, and I'm watching the game, but I'm peeking at you guys a lot too. I really like it. Isaiah, tell us about why cheerleading. Why do you love it so much?
I love cheerleading. It's like an escape for me to just be myself and extra and loud. I started out as the student section leader. It was very good and contentful, but I just felt like I needed a little bit more. And joining cheerleading really gave me that extra mile of getting that more sense of excitement, being more engaged at the games, and having that leadership.
Okay, that's great. Mr. Zellers, I know you were a cheerleader when you were here. I was here teaching. I coached a little football and things of that nature. And you had, I don't know if you had a vision for what you have now, but I think it's probably in the back of your mind because you were the only male cheerleader at the time, if I remember right. So how did you go about building this co-ed program? When did you start thinking about that? And what was your process for starting to build that?
It's funny because I didn't initially become a cheerleader. I actually started off as the mascot. And my coach, Coach Tish, had stopped me and she said, well, why don't you try and cheer your senior year? And I was like, okay. And I had a lot of support from the district with being the first male cheerleader. So like the administration was very supportive. My coach was very supportive. And it's funny because like it kind of flipped that way when I became the coach and I had males, or I sought after. My first year I worked very close with Isaiah being the student section leader. And the next year I approached him and I said the same way, you know, have you ever thought about cheering? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, I think you would be really good at it. And from there, it went from 2 boys to 5. And I see that it's a big difference with now there being 5 boys. And that's very rare in the state of Ohio. But I see the bond that they have a lot, and how the younger boys look up to the older ones, and they look for their guidance and their companionship. And like I didn't have that when I was cheering in high school. It was just me. But I see also how welcomed they are by the football players and the basketball players and things of that nature, and the bonds that they have. And so it makes me proud in the same sense that I didn't envision that it would be to where it was. I think I just wanted the kids to feel what I felt when I was in high school cheering. And so if I was able to give them that was the biggest thing. And then it also felt very warming because I had the blessing of my former coach in doing so. So just even having that support, it means a lot.
Well, that's great. I would really like it. So let's flip a little bit from cheerleading to school, right? Both seniors, correct? So y'all may tell us a little bit about what you love about Princeton, the day-to-day, maybe a favorite teacher or two, favorite class, things of that nature.
The day-to-day is great. Every morning I wake up, I'm excited to come here. The teachers are extremely, extremely, extremely supportive. They really are. The administration, they're supportive. Mr. Balmer, I shout out to him. I thank him. I thank Mr. Bruning, Miss Phillips. I thank Miss Daniels, all of my teachers. I thank all of you for really inspiring me and showing me what leadership looks like and dedication, and really just staying on me these last 4 years and helping me strive to be the best I can.
Love that. Couldn't name just one teacher. You had to have 2 or 3, and that's
all of them.
And we really do have a lot of great educators here that care about our kids. As Coach as Coach said, we have when he became a male cheerleader, that wasn't normal in the area.
Correct.
Yeah.
And because he did it, he makes everybody else feel comfortable, whether it's male, female, whatever, and they mesh as a team. And that's what we love. Even my wife and my kids love watching them when they come to the game. So they always bring that up. So Isaiah, tell us a little bit about your academics. What do you love here at Princeton? Your day-to-day, classes, all those things.
Princeton is like a big old high school musical. I love it. It's like everything you can imagine. We have all different type of people, different type of groups. So you fit in anywhere, and if you don't, then you create a group and people join that group. So anywhere here, you have your people. The teachers help us so much. Like they work extra hours for us, help us out even more after that to make us strive and be better people for ourselves and like for the future.
Okay.
And I really appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Jill Phillips and Mr. Bates.
Okay, great. Coach Zellers, what else do you want us to know about your time here at Princeton? Been here for a while.
I honestly feel when I went to Princeton, it really built me who I am today. I had, how they speak up about teachers, like I had Mr. Bruning, I had Mr. Bates. I had you from teacher and principal, my coach. I just really felt loved at all times, even if I wasn't receiving that at home. I knew I would receive it at school. And I think that that's what helped build the educator and the coach that I am today, because I eat, sleep, and breathe my kids, my students, and my cheerleaders. And I love that even on the hard days, like I can provide a safe space for them at all times. So I think that Princeton is a large part of who I am and why I do what I do.
I think part of us being as educators, we get into this because we want to help kids. Mm-hmm. And it's not about finances. It's not about time. It's about the difference we make. Just like for me, seeing you do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
In 6th grade, you started calling me what?
Dad.
Dad.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call me now?
Dad.
Dad. That's what it is about, is you care about people, you see them grow, and you're very proud. So, okay, last thing. We'll start with you.
Okay.
Tell us the thing you love most about Princeton.
The thing I love most about Princeton is, like Coach Linda said, the support. There's a lot of support. I get support. I'm thankful enough to get support at home, but even coming into the school setting every single day. Because ultimately, I'm here most of my day at Princeton. I'm involved with Princeton a lot. So just receiving all the support and the teachers and everybody just really helping us.
Yeah, great. Isaiah?
I agree with you. I mean, I love the support, but I love the diversity. I love having so many different type of groups and people, races, ethnicities, and everything like that.
Yeah. And everybody seems, to the most part, people get along.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has disagreements. You love people, you have disagreements, but people get along here, and that makes it great. Anything you want to add before we close?
I mean, same as well. I love the diversity. I see a lot within the cheer program, and which I love now because our school serves a wide population, and to see our athletics and our academics showcase that is huge. So,
great. Well, I appreciate you all stopping by. I know you'll get back to class. I want to make sure your grades stay where they need to stay, and you got to go teach somebody. So we'll get you back. So let's finish this way. We're going to have a great day, and as always,
Go Vikes!
Welcome to Viking Voices of the People of Princeton. We are back with 2 new folks here. They are familiar faces to several people here in Viking land. We have Mr. Mike Anderson and Mr. James Stallings. How you fellas doing?
Great. How you doing?
Good.
Thanks
Well,
for
we're
being
supposed to be
here.
here. So let's start with Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you grew up, family if you like, whatever you like, tell us about yourself.
Absolutely. So I am a very, very, very proud graduate of Princeton High School, class of 1994. We celebrated our 30th reunion this year at homecoming, so that was amazing. Grew up in the Princeton district, grew up in Springdale. I was a teacher at Woodline Elementary. I was a basketball coach at the middle school. I was a varsity, I'm very proud to say this, head varsity basketball coach of our men's program. And I was a teacher at Woodline, counselor at the high school, and I'm currently the principal at the Innovation Center.
Okay, great. Appreciate it.
I'm glad you left out the Michigan stuff.
Yeah, he didn't say about Michigan. He knows better.
Not now.
Last year he would have, though. Mr. Stallings, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm also a very proud graduate, class of 2001, the best class to ever come out of Princeton.
Maybe.
If I may throw that in. I've worked in Princeton for 19 years, came here in 9th grade. Was blessed to just be a part of such a great tradition. Played basketball here, track and field, which I went on to do in college. Later on, came back as an aide, worked as an aide for a couple years, went on to be an intervention specialist, went on from being an intervention specialist to leaving out of here, and then later on further in my career. But during my time here, I was also the head track coach, indoor and outdoor, and also a varsity football coach. So very, very grateful to be back in this role because this is home.
Let me ask you both this. You both graduated here. I believe you started your teaching careers here and, paraprofessional and teacher. You left. I might have something to do with that. I'm sorry, but I got them back. But what brought you back? Let's be honest. What drew you back to Princeton?
So for me, this is home. It's always been home. It made me who I am. I mean, I tell people all the time, I was in Lakota and I was in Wyoming school districts, and there's just nothing like Princeton. There really isn't. The kids, the families, and it's so good. I was meeting with my staff this morning, and we were laughing, and somebody cracked a joke about something because we're graduates, and I said, wow, it just feels good to be home, and that's what it's all about. Is just that opportunity to come home, and appreciate the opportunity to come home. But this is who made me who I am, and there's nothing better than our Princeton families and our Princeton kids. Absolutely nothing. No disrespect to any other district, but Vikings are special.
I think when I left, and even going to the other venture of where I was at with you, it's near and dear to your heart. It's a place that you grow up and you learn a lot of lessons. And when I say the class of 2001, our class, our special art class was because we were all friends. Everybody got along with everybody. So when you have those fond memories and you can look at your teachers and have respect for them, and still see them and work with them side by side, you know, it's family.
Yeah.
So leaving was very hard for me. I think maybe one of the best things that might have occurred, so I didn't break down in front of everybody, was that I didn't get to have the farewell that I wish I could have had with my staff.
Mm-hmm.
So to still have those relationships, still talk to people, still, you know, see their kids growing up or have other people that have kids that are here right now, you know, it means a lot. And whenever you have the opportunity to come back to your alma mater to do great things, you know, that's going to inspire me and give me more purpose.
Well, and I can, you know, I'm not an alum, but, you know, I've worked here as a teacher, as a coach, as an assistant principal, and the draw of Princeton is real, even for someone like me that didn't grow up in Cincinnati. Because when you come here, people hug and they love you, and it's special. So I can only imagine how it feels for you guys to be back here.
Absolutely.
Ms. Lily, you have a question for us?
So what changes have you seen since you were at Princeton and now?
Okay, well, I can take it first.
Sure.
A little different, but times change, and they should change. Students change, staff change, but things I think have changed for the better in a lot of ways. I mean, education is hard. From a student perspective, I'm sure you all have a lot more on your plate than what we may have had because mandates change, and again, you have social media. We didn't have social media. Shoot, to get a cell phone, you know, we had to type in everything we wanted with a Nokia. So, you know, and he had pages. So,
I did.
I probably don't know what it is. So, I mean, you know, naturally that's the progression in life. But I mean, we're blessed. We have a beautiful building. Our facilities and athletics are great. I was here to be a part of that when that started to, when we built this school. And it was hard, to be honest, to leave from going across the street to crossing over here. I mean, I would pull in an old building for 5 a.m. workouts and be in the wrong spot. So, you know, there's changes that are for the good, ultimately. But, you know, those old school values, we hope still are entrenched in our culture.
Well, and I think to piggyback off of that, like Mr. Stallings said, kids have changed, you know? But I think Princeton has done a good job of changing. As our students change, we change. And we find a way to move forward with the times. I mean, even with the technology and some of the things that we're doing now, we continue to move forward. And I think that is the key, because as time changes, if we don't change with it, there's going to be a lot of problems. And we are changing. Like you said, we do have beautiful buildings, beautiful facilities. But what I will say that hasn't changed is the love for being a Viking. And it's neat to be able to go down the hallways and run into students and say, "What's your last name?" "Oh, I taught you, I knew your dad, and I knew your," and that is the special part, because what hasn't changed is that love for being a Princeton. And a lot of our families are Princeton families through and through and through. So a kid that you taught, you knew their parents, or maybe you went to high school with them. We had our 30th reunion, and I'm running in, and I got a kid at Evendale, I got a kid at Woodline, I got a kid at Springdale, because our families love Princeton so much they want to stay here and they want their kids to go here. And so that pride in Princeton has not changed.
That is awesome. Yeah, the Princeton pride is real. Everywhere I go, no matter if I'm eating out somewhere at the grocery store or wherever, and they see this Viking on my lapel or see my shirt, they tell me I'm an alum, 84, 94, 75, and it always makes me smile. We always like that. So
can I say this real quick? It's funny that you say that. I was leaving work yesterday, and I think it was a UPS truck. I was stopping at the stop sign. They stopped at the stop sign, and as we're going past, "Hey!" And I look over, former student. And we sat in the middle of the street, blocking the traffic for a little bit, maybe got a honk or two, but just catching up real quick in the middle of the street. That's that Viking pride. That's that love, because that's what happens. I mean, even me just being somebody that was there when that student was there, we were able to have that. That's pride right there.
No doubt. So let's talk about what you do here now. Talk about what you did in the past. So we'll start with you, Mr. Anderson. You said you're the principal of the Innovation Center, your first year. Tell us a little bit about what's going on and what the Innovation Center is.
Absolutely. We're doing big things. Very proud of our kids. Our kids are amazing and phenomenal. And I have to be honest with you, I don't think many know how special the Innovation Center is and how special our kids are. We got phenomenal kids. Our kids are amazing. They're so good. They bring a smile to our faces every single day. Really hard workers. And, you know, sometimes the normal school day doesn't work for everybody. So our students, they come in every single day, and whether it's a hello or a hug or We appreciate everything you do. Our kids receive it and then they give it back. So right now we just continue. We've have a lot of students that have been doing really big things with credit recovery. Our English language learners are really we have a lot of students that are English language learners, and they're really working on sometimes just some of the basics of hello and being able to have conversations and simple things like that. But we're about graduation and life success. That's what we're about. So we're working with students, we're doing some credit recovery, we're working with students on getting to that graduation piece, but more importantly, life success. So we get that graduation, but then we also talk about life success. So we've got LEAD and Rissa Watkins that's coming in and doing some things with our students, teaching them. We have different programs. We got UC is coming to talk about some of their programs. We had a college come and show how to, one week they came in and they showed how to test for, like, if you're O positive or whatever you are. So they did that, and we had a young lady go, "Oh my gosh, I never thought about being a nurse. This is cool." And then we had another group came in and they were showing they had like a plastic hand and showing how to do a knee. And so for some students, they were like, "Oh, I don't want to do this," and that's okay. But we're doing a lot of things to try to prepare them for life success. So we have what's called Workshop Mondays. And on Workshop Mondays, it's all about that life success. So we've got some students are in a session where they're working on mental health and how to take care of yourself, because we always say if you want to take care of others, you got to take care of yourself. So we're teaching them how to take care of themselves so that they can take care of other people. We have a community service. We've got just all kind of wonderful programs, and our motto is 1% better. So our students do that. They do that every single day. They get 1% better, and we as a staff are going to continue to get 1% better every single day too.
That's awesome. We love it. We love it. Helping kids. Mr. Stallings, tell us about your role here.
All right. Well, I'm the Assistant Director of Student Services. I have a very important role in the sense of everything is around programming and making sure that we can get you guys exactly what you need to be successful. It's also a parent piece to that where, again, I'm heavily involved with our community and making sure issues go well. Sometimes I have the unfortunate pleasure of attending expulsion hearings. I sit through 504s if need be. I work with our counselors very closely. I work with our school nurses. Partnership with parents on different things that we need to as far as with busing for kids that need extra attention, and then quarterly meetings with principals and support staff as well. So a lot. I'm probably leaving out some, but I mean, it's important work, and I'm grateful to be able to do that and to have a lens from the outside to be able to say what we may need to be able to best assist our staff and students.
Great. Ms. Lily, the third question there, you can give them that.
So after all your years
Excuse me.
in Princeton, what do you love the most about it?
You want to take it for? I can take it. What do I love most about Princeton? Everything. I mean, and that sounds really just like a bland answer, but to be honest, there is no place like Princeton. When I left, I remember when I first started teaching, somebody said, if you can teach at Princeton, you can teach anywhere. And when you're young, you just don't know any better. I'm 22 years old, and again, I'm learning as I go, right? And you're just immune. You don't know what you don't know, but you learn so quick here. But I was always told when I started to go here as a student, Princeton Advantage. And I'm like, what is that? Well, when I sit back and I think about it, it was always, you know, the teachers really did care about you. Your coaches were knowledgeable of the sport that I was involved in, thankfully. So I had coaches that pushed me to maximize my potential. And then when you leave and you come back, you don't know what you don't know again. And sometimes you take it for granted. And then as you start to teach here, you start to look back on those memories from when you were in high school.
Absolutely.
And you can sit back and say, man, I really had a great high school experience. Because when you're younger, you're just thinking about getting to college. So I would always tell kids, like, enjoy this time because you'll never get it back, but it is really the best times of your life. And I'm grateful for having great teachers, but most importantly, like the kids that I've been able to interact with my 12 years here as a teacher, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And they know as well as everybody up here, like I love all my students. Every last one of them that I've had, I've been blessed to have great students. And I won't change that. And they know I love them too. So no doubt. No doubt.
For me, I think I agree with you 1,000%. It's everything. It's the diversity. I love the diversity. When I moved to Cincinnati, I was at a school, the previous school I was at was K-8, and I was the only African-American or Black student in the entire school. It was a very, very tough experience. I walked into Princeton, and at my 30th reunion, I got to shout them out, Chad Wiseman and Thomas Calhoun. Those were my two friends. Chad was white, Thomas was black, and from that point on, I had friends of all colors. And I thought it was really neat because one of the things I learned about Princeton is, at Princeton, you're not black, you're not white, you're not Hispanic. You're a Viking. Like the color, your color is Viking. That's what you are, and that's what makes this place special. That's what makes it special. The experiences. I mean, the high school football games. You cannot help but think about Coach Mancuso. I remember getting a holding penalty, and he's looking at me with those glasses. Like I felt like I wanted to cry because I'm like, I'm sorry, Coach. But all of our coaching, we love our coaches. It's literally everything. And there's so many memories and experiences. And I want to reiterate this, for all you young people out there, enjoy this time. It goes quick. It goes quick. Enjoy the time. I heard Landon Zeller, Coach Zellers, Mr. Zellers. We had him. I taught his brother, but we got very close when I was a counselor and he was a student at the high school. So what makes Princeton is everything. And it's nothing better.
I mean, in a nutshell, it's our culture.
It is.
It's our culture. Yeah.
Well, as you can see, when I became superintendent, I had the opportunity to bring these two proud Vikings back. It was a no-brainer. So I'm very lucky and happy to have you. We are very lucky and happy to have you because not only are you good at what you do, you love Princeton. And that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being here today. We'll finish this way. Have a great day. And as always,
go Vikes.
Welcome back to Viking Voices, the people of Princeton. I'm Elgin Carter, superintendent, and we are here now with Jasmine Lorenzo and Mitchell Kessler. How you guys, ladies and gentlemen, doing?
Good.
All right. So we'll start with Jasmine. Jasmine, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do here at Princeton? Anything you want us to know about yourself?
Oh, okay. I'm a senior. I'm the co-president of Key Club, which is like a student-led volunteering club. I also am involved in orchestra and in a theater, and that's basically it.
Great. Mr. Kessler, what about you?
My name is Mitchell. I've gone to Princeton since kindergarten, and I'm a senior this year. I'm a drum major for marching band, and I actually did I interned for this TV series.
Great.
Just before this, I was operating the camera. And then I also try to do things around my community. I'm in Phi Lambda Pi, which is a youth group just in Evendale, and then through my church also doing some volunteer and service.
Okay. In all the things you do, I know, Mitchell, I'll stay with you here. I know you went to Buckeye Boys State this year, and when we talked to the other gentleman that went, you couldn't be here that day, so I wanted to give you a chance to tell us about Buckeye Boys State and what that meant and what you learned there.
Yeah, I was really hesitant to go. It didn't really seem like my kind of thing, but I ended up really liking it. It was an 8-day leadership program at Miami University. So we would go and stay in dorms and eat at the dining hall like a college student. And then we were basically running a fake government. So I ran for I got elected county judge of common pleas.
Okay.
So then the first 3 days was like campaigning and getting elected from people, in your dorm. And then the second half was actually working as if I was an actual judge. So people would come to me with court cases and I would have to judge on them. It was really interesting. It was fun.
Great. And I remember Mitchell was wavering whether to go, and what I tell you, when I was a senior in junior in high school or senior, I can't remember what year it was, I got elected to go too. And guess what I did? I said no and went to football practice. And I said, don't make the same mistake I made. I'm not letting you make that mistake. So I'm happy you went. Yeah, it was a great experience. And the connections you make with kids all around the state and adults around the state, you never know when you'll see those people again. So that was great.
Yeah, most of them I still keep in touch with, actually, a lot of the people that I was staying with.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Jasmine, I know we had a beginning of the year event here, or convocation. Tell us, what did you do in our convocation?
So I was a student host, and we basically kind of got the audience a little bit hyped up for the school year. We introduced teachers, and there was also this little thing that we did. I don't really remember exactly what we did, but there was people from different grades, and we had to do this little thing where we got our hands tied together, and then without letting go, you had to unravel yourselves. It was really hard. So we weren't successful, but it kind of showed how the support of the staff is gonna go help you, and no matter what you're going through. And so I thought it was a really good message for to start off the school year. So that was really fun.
I think it was good.
Yeah.
And I jumped in there, if you remember.
Yeah.
You're a shorter person, and it's really about the teamwork and trying to work together for a common good, the we, not me, what we say as our motto this year. So that was really important as well. I'm gonna stay with you, Jasmine. So tell us about one of the favorite classes you have, favorite teachers you've had, or multiples if that's the case. Maybe it's a coach, maybe it's an advisor, whatever.
Okay, my favorite class this year is definitely IB Theory of Knowledge. I think it's a really fun class. It's very discussion based, and we talk about a lot of different kind of like deep things, or like one of the things was like, where does morality come from? And I think it's just a really like interesting class, and it's actually you can hear different people's perspectives. It's all that like discussion stuff, and it's really fun. So. Yeah,
I know the International Baccalaureate class you're talking about is something that Princeton, we are the first school in the state of Ohio to have that those classes 40 years ago. So it's something we take great pride in. So it's great to see you taking advantage of at least one of those classes. Yeah. Mitchell, what about you?
I would say jazz. It's first bell, and it's just a really different class because it's more small group, and every day at 7 a.m. we're just playing loud jazz music. It's just really fun. It kind of just wakes me up. So, yeah.
Do you have any teachers or coaches or advisors you want to shout out?
I'll give a shout out to Miss Williams.
Okay.
She's my drawing and painting teacher, and I really love that class too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. How about you?
Shout out to Mr. Bruning.
Brunin's getting a lot of love today.
Tennis coach. Yeah. Yeah, he's really nice. He's always there for all of us, and he's really funny. So.
Yeah, good guy. Both those young lady and young man were here when I taught here back at the old school. So I know how good of people they are and how good of teachers are and how much they care about you guys. Miss Lily, you have a question for him?
So what do you love the most about Princeton as a whole?
You can go.
Okay. I just love the opportunities. I mean, I try to be as involved as I can, and I'm in probably a dozen things, but there's also like ways to expand it outside of just this building. Like for marching band, we just did Blink, Cincinnati, downtown. And I saw someone that there were 500,000 people there. I don't know if that was a real number, but
there's a lot of people.
It was just such a different experience. Being like, it's one thing playing for people in the stands at a football game, but like being shoulder to shoulder with people lined up on the street is really unique. So I would say the opportunities, but also being able to expand it outward into the.
And I want to say thank you to you and the band for allowing me and Mr. Balmer and Miss Dawn and Stollard and Mr. Wilhelm, senior principal, to carry the band banner in front of you. So that was pretty neat for me. I was like, how far do I have to walk? I'm kind of an old guy, but it wasn't too bad. And we had a great time and just getting to see the joy on people's face. And I heard a lot of people were walking Go Vikes, and it was just really exciting. So I had a great time that evening. Yeah. How about you?
I have to agree with Mitchell. I think there's a lot of things at Princeton that you can do. And like you can explore so many different activities. So like you can find like Key Club, for example, we do a lot of volunteering stuff, and it's like I thought I wouldn't like it because I just didn't think it was interesting, but I actually really do love it. And so we actually have a Halloween party tonight, and we get to judge costumes, and I think that's pretty fun. But yeah, and like you have a lot of room to kind of explore yourself and like find what your passions are and things like that. And like there's no way you go to Princeton and you don't have one thing that you're passionate about, and I think that's like it's really good thing about you.
Advantage that Mr. I think it was Mr. Stallings or one I mentioned, the Princeton Advantage, all the different opportunities. Just had a conversation the other night with a community conversation talking about what really makes me proud about a lot of things make me proud about Princeton. One of the things that really do is we have kids that are involved in a lot of different things. And that doesn't always happen in a lot of schools that I've been at, that you can be in the band and you can be an athlete and you can be in the high level classes, you can be in clubs, and all those things mesh together. And it allows you to make different friends because there's different interests there. So, well, thank you guys for being here. I want to say thank you to ICRC-TV, Mr. Holloway, all our guests, Mrs. Roddy, our communications director, and everybody else. So we'll finish this way. Have a great day, and as always, go Vikes! Welcome back to Viking Voices, the people of Princeton. We are here now with three wonderful young Vikings, Maverick Barnett, Chancey Ta, and Eric Herrera. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. So let's start. I'm going to go ladies first. All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do at Princeton? All the things you're involved in.
My name is Chancey Ta, and I'm a senior. I'm involved in a lot of different things. For one, I'm a esports captain. I captain the game Valorant. And I am also vice president of a cappella choir, which I take a lot of pride in. I'm also in drill team. I am in Princeton Senior Vikings, which is a volunteering club for the school. And then I just got inducted into NHS, so that's really exciting.
Yeah. I hope you say that last night. That was awesome. Maverick, how about you?
I have created the esports club for Princeton High School. I worked with Mr. Sullivan from the IT department. He helped me a lot with that. I also do jazz band, marching band, and a cappella choir, which I absolutely love. The music program's amazing. And these two are also part of marching band, Chancey drill team, and Eric, also a fellow trombone, is like me. I've been here since preschool. I've been here since I was born. My mom's staff, so I'm just always around here every day, all day. But I love it here. It's amazing.
That's awesome. All right, Eric, what about you?
Well, for starters, I'm the captain of the Smash Bros team, and we went 5-1 last spring season, and I take a lot of pride in that. And I'm involved in other clubs such as NHS, National Honor Society. I'm a part of the Princeton Jazz Band, Jazz Lab Band, Symphonic Band, Marching Band. For athletics, I do football, outdoor track, and indoor track. And I've been around Princeton my whole entire life. I've known Maverick since preschool.
Yeah.
We went to the same elementary school, and I've always loved everything about Princeton, all the diversity, the fact that you can do multiple things at once, and nobody's going to say nothing about it, but instead encourage you to keep going forward and do all these things.
Yeah, as I mentioned in another segment, our kids do so many things. You can see here, there's 3 that are very involved. So, Maverick, you said esports. I know what esports is. I'm an old guy, and I know, but some people may not. So tell us what that is.
So esports, many people like to just say it's just video games. Well, esports to me is a lot more than video games. It's competitive video games. So it's not just a couple people on a team that know each other after school playing some video games. It's a group of people dedicated so much, they have so much passion for a game or something that they love that they want to make a team and compete. And esports is so competitive that people have been earning scholarships, making livings, and it just gives you so much.
Love it. Chancey, why did you want to be a part of esports?
Well, for one, like my favorite game in the whole entire world is Valorant, and they didn't have a captain, so I stepped in. And I feel like, well, there aren't very many women in esports, and they have their own division, but for high school, it's typically co-ed, and still, you don't see a lot of girls doing esports, even in high school, but especially in high school. So I think that gave me an opportunity to kind of stand out, and also I just love video games.
Yeah, I think kind of like we talked earlier with Mr. Zellers, he started kind of the first male cheerleader here, and he's grown. Look what you're doing with the esports team. I think that's going to be great. So continue to do those things. How about you?
I wanted to be a part of esports because not only I'm really competitive about video games. I've always wanted to go pro in something I truly love, but a lot of my friends did it, and being a captain and taking that role has taught me so much that a lot of leadership, and in regards to that, I feel like esports is like a home where anybody can come, any race, gender, or anything. It makes you a Viking, and it gathers everybody, and all of those differences don't mean anything in that room when you're playing and when you're together. And it has taught me to not be self-centered, but as a captain, you can be you have to worry about everybody else, because it takes everybody to win the whole entire thing. And it teaches you to be selfless, a selfless leader.
Great lessons right there. We need that in life. That's a life lesson that we'll use forever. So appreciate you staying. I'm gonna stay with you. Tell me a class, teacher, coach, whatever that has influenced you the most, or influenced you some. It can be more than one if you have.
Well, a big shout out to Miss Jones, because she has always been there ever since preschool. She has always from a library teacher to now being the coach of the Smash Bros team. She has always been supportive, has always had a smile on her face whenever she enters the room, has always motivated me to push my team forward to such great heights that last year we made it to the regional tournament. And I think that's
Good.
it.
Okay. We appreciate it. Chauncey, how about you?
I want to shout out Mr. Riesenberg, who is our coach for Valorant. He has to go through a lot. He's a busy man. Okay, he works here full time, and then he also has to deal with all the hooligans in the esports club, and he's really patient, and I appreciate that. Also, shout out to Coach Tish or Miss Jones. She's also my drill team coach, so like her support and being part of everything. She's everywhere. You look in the corner and she's there. And she's always supporting us and looking out for us, recording us, capturing the moments. And then also Mr. Hurley, our a cappella choir director. He's new this year, but I think he's really taken the group and the choir department under his wing, and he's like really made it his own, especially with the student leadership thing, which he started. And I'm really happy to be working alongside him. So
That's great. Well, I hope Miss Tish is getting her cup filled up today because a lot of love for her. And, you know, I met her, I think, probably when I first got here in 03, 04, and known her for a long time. So she does do a great job. You might like her a little bit too, maybe. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then I don't know if you, Mr. Hurley was on with us earlier, so that was good too. Good, that was a good shout out. So, how about you?
Definitely want to give a shout out to my mom, Miss Jones. She's an amazing person. Like they said, she's always here to support no matter what. We always find her come to school. She'll stay after when she doesn't have to. She's always the first one there, last one to leave, making sure everyone's okay. She's always been there for me personally, obviously. She's my mother. But she's just always like positively pushing me ahead to make sure that I'm getting where I want to go in life. And she's just making sure that we always put in an effort, and that's amazing to me.
That is awesome. People heard me say I'm definitely blessed to have my mom with me, and I'm definitely a mama's boy. So I know how you feel. I really do. Love my dad too, but my mom's my mom, right? So tell us, last thing. Start with you. What do you love most about Princeton?
For Princeton, I'd say that you'll have your moments, but you're never really alone. There's always something, as a lot of people I'm sure have said and are saying, there's always something for you. You could feel like there's nothing, but you'll go on Instagram one day and you'll see that there's a reading club, or now there's an esports club, or now there's like an after-school study group. Yeah. There's always an opportunity for someone who's shy or not good with just meeting new people. There's always an opportunity, and at least one person or somebody is always reaching a hand out to me to let me know about something new, and I'm sure that happens to a lot of people too.
That's great. I love that.
Personally, I really love the community. I feel like I have never been in a place as tight-knit as Princeton. No matter where you go, the elementary schools, the middle school, the high school, everybody loves each other, and there's a lot of diversity, as people were speaking about earlier. And it's so great to find your people and to see people who look like you and to think like you. It's just so easy to find your people here. And no matter like where you go, where you end up, you're gonna have a place somewhere. And like yesterday, for example, we were just walking in the hall and some random kid I've never met in my life knew my name. And I was like, wow, like this place really is a community, not just a community, but like a family. Like it's just that close. Like everybody just loves each other and Princeton that much.
Eric, what about you?
I feel like the valuable lessons that you take from each course, club, people that you meet, like ranging from taking IB courses and learning how to manage your time to being part of the esports team and being a leader and a captain. So many different life lessons that you learn that will help you advance in life, and not only that, help you discover yourself as a person. And as well as the sports, and mostly the sports, like how to push past your limits and how to go beyond what you normally, like, you know, what you're normally comfortable with. Like, I feel like the coaches for sports do a great job of teaching you the reality and teaching you that you can be a better person if you want to be. And they push you forward every single day to do that as well.
Well, I appreciate you guys being here. What I will say is this. This right here, things like this are why I wanted to come back to Princeton, right? I left for a while, but I always kept my eye on Princeton, and all my time here, it's always been about the great students and staff and communities we have. So we appreciate you being here. So have a great day, and as always,
Go Vikes!